So, Pete,
Yes.
I'm so excited to be in conversation with you today. I have been hunting down, jugging everyone on your team, trying to
Yes.
make this happen. And so I'm so appreciative that you take out the time always for entrepreneurs, people
Yes.
trying to come up, people trying to learn from what you've laid, the foundation that you've laid. When I think about a quote that reminds me of you, is this Muhammad Ali quote that said, "I am the greatest. I said I was before I knew I was."
Yeah.
And it just makes me think about just like your story before you felt like people believed in you and people were counting you out. And so I would love for you to talk a little bit about that, like this journey coming from where you're from, coming from people not believing you to get to this point.
Well, people are never gonna believe in you. Nobody see the vision, and that's why they call it vision. I tell people all the time, uh, they see the mustard seed, I see the tree. I make the non-believers believe, and it was a journey for me. Growing up in New Orleans in the Callio projects, just a kid, like a lot of other kids in the world, just not knowing, and not knowing is good too. People don't realize me not knowing made me fearless. And when you're fearless, nobody can stop you. I put my trust and faith in God. And even when I lived in the ghetto, lived in the projects, I always said, you know, I'm living in a mansion. My money coming in the mail. I never spoke negativity on myself. And people don't realize the power of words is so real. And when you speak positive and you think positive, I tell people all the time, uh, average people are average because they're comfortable being uncomfortable. Above average people are not comfortable being uncomfortable. It's a big difference. So I've always, as a kid, I always thought that it was gonna be no limit to my success. That's why I named my company No Limit. And I named myself, as a music artist, I named myself Master P because I wanted to master what I do. But what I'm more grateful for in life is being able to be an entrepreneur and a philanthropist because nobody could tell me what to do. There's a difference. You have a job, then you could get fired. You have something that is your work, and that's what I call my work, is what I love to do that I could do it till the end, till I can't do anything else no more. And nobody could tell me when to come in, nobody could tell me when to get off. I make my own hours. And that's what being a boss is about, but it come from the struggle and the pain, it come from the failures, because I feel a lot. Even though my company is No Limit, I feel so many times. I mean, when I first got into the music business, it was all about the East Coast and the West Coast. Mm-hmm. But I kept going, I kept striving. It really is a marathon, it's not a race. And this journey, I'm still learning. Every day I want to learn something, I want to get better. I want to work on myself. And even if that take cutting people off that shouldn't qualify to be around you, mm-hmm. if you have a bigger vision. I tell people, even at home, most of my friends, they still hanging on the corner, they still just chilling. I say successful people don't hang and chill. They moving, they constantly moving. They making something happen. If you sitting still, I don't want to be around you because you're going to slow me down.
Absolutely. So something that I heard you say in an interview with Charlemagne,
Yes.
Was the importance of relationships.
Yes.
So he was like, how do you get all these people to come and interview on your documentary, which we all was watching. We had the popcorn ready. We had our TV set. And I was just so inspired. But something you said in the interview was, well, I keep good relationships. Like, even if things don't work out, the relationships are still there. And I think that in itself is a lesson.
Yeah.
And he's like, everybody got paid, ain't no problems. If it didn't work out, we moved on. Yeah. And so I would love for you to talk about like the idea of like keeping good relationships, because people miss that.
Yeah, you know what? Keeping good relationships is so important. That's the most important thing, because that's more important than money. Your word is everything. And when you're able to call somebody 10 years later, 20 years later, and it's still good, that means that you understand the importance of great relationships. Because if you look at it, life go up and down. Even for me, it was a lot of challenges. I tell people I'm an expert at making money because I lost money, made it, got it back. That's how it go. I mean, we laugh at each other when we lose something, when we fall off. Other cultures don't.
Yeah.
And so that's why my life has been dedicated to educating the culture, showing them that the importance of good relationships, the importance of keeping your word. And I think the importance of showing up. When you tell somebody you're going to do something, you need to show up. I don't care if it's making no money, if it's making $1, whatever. If you give somebody your word, you're going to show up. You got to keep that. And that's what I built my company on, integrity. I tell people all the time, having character and integrity will get you a long way. And even through my journey, you know, I want people to know that, the good and the bad. Don't do this because this didn't work for me. But if that's what you want to do, go ahead. Absolutely. But I'm telling you, it didn't work for me. And, you know, when you have great relationships, you should be able to pick up the phone when you have a rainy day or your friends or the people around you, they have sunny days. That's how we help each other. And I think that's what life is about. Everybody is not going to have a sunny day all the time. And if you look at it in corporate America, they go up and down, but they can pull from their resources.
Yeah.
And African Americans, which is sad, that we tear each other apart with self-hate. We don't want to see each other get past. And, you know, like I said, we're stronger together. My whole thing, and I feel like it's a lack of information and there's a lack of education. And a lot of people want it the easy way. People say, well, how did I get where I'm at right now? I didn't want it the easy way. I wanted the tough way. Yeah, it wasn't overnight, even though people look at my company. You know, I see people online say, man, well, P, you got all this. That's why you could say that and you happy. No.
You didn't always have it.
You know what? I didn't. I had to do something to get it. Everybody has 24 hours. I tell people all the time, what are you doing with your 24 hours? You mad at the next person or you angry because you're not where you want to be at. But sometime after everything that went on with the pandemic and what's going on, the uncertainty in the world, be thankful you're alive. It's always tomorrow. You could work on your finances. You could work on your game. You could work on your business. So I think that's the mentality that we have to have. When you have that happy mentality, because people looking for other people to make them happy. It's like being in a relationship. I tell people all the time, nobody can make you happy. You have to make yourself happy, and you could add to somebody else's happiness.
Absolutely. So I have a book coming out called
Yes.
Resilient, How to Overcome Anything and Build $1 Million Business.
Yes.
So I am definitely what people consider from humble beginnings, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
I grew up between Hammond and New Orleans where my
Yes.
mother and father from. My dad passed away really young. He owned his own construction business.
Yes.
When he passed away suddenly in his 40s, didn't have a plan in place, didn't have
Yes.
his, documents, didn't leave anything, and they took everything, right? Took everything.
Wow.
And so my mother, single mother, trying to raise us, household of 4, making $28,000, working at Kmart, trying to put us through school, trying to, ensure that we had music lessons, doing what she could do, like going into heavy debt, right, to do
Yes.
this. Then when I went to college, turned 21, my mother suddenly passed away, diagnosed with cancer.
Wow.
In October, she passed away 4 days before Christmas.
Wow.
And so I'm thinking, okay, what's next for me? I wanted to still build this legacy. And I was working so hard because I was like, oh, I'm going to provide a better life for my mother. That was the only thing I could think of going through college. And so when she was suddenly taken away from me, I was like, what's next?
Yeah.
And I started a company at 22, but I didn't have fear of failure, primarily because I didn't have this safety net to catch me. I was like, I have to make it. I have to make it.
No turning back.
It's no turning back.
Yes.
And so I started my first company, bootstrapped it, didn't have any investors, didn't have any outside capital, built it like literally brick by brick.
Yeah.
Got it to a point where I was like, okay, what's this tech thing over here? It's like disrupting everything I'm doing, tech this, tech that. And I don't see it around me though, because I'm here in Louisiana and there's no big tech companies. There's nobody talking about tech, but I see it from afar. And so I was like, oh, I'm about to do this. I'm about to disrupt something with tech. Not a technologist, not an engineer, never been in no Silicon Valley before, never been exposed. But I was like, I'm gonna do this. And I took almost $1 million of the money that I had made for my first business.
Yes.
and I sunk it into this tech company. And I was like, what if this fail? Like, this is like all the money I have. Like, what if
Yeah.
this fail? Me, first generation college students, both of my parents deceased, didn't
Yeah.
leave me anything, left me with debt. And I took everything I had to put in another idea. And I think about when entrepreneurs come to me and they're like, oh, I'm trying to do this. I feel like I'm stuck between a hard place, a rock and a hard place. How do I move forward? And I think about that often, like, how do you move forward when you're coming up against all these walls? I know I came up against 1,000,
Yeah.
failed a lot, lost a lot of money,
Yeah.
Grew, ultimately was able to invest in a tech company that finally took off, right? But what do you tell someone that feels like they don't know where to start?
Yeah, well, I mean, first of all, I want to tell you I'm proud of you from being from Louisiana and New Orleans and chasing your dreams like that and being disrupted. Because, when you look at African American women, especially in the tech space, it's probably 0.5%. It ain't even 1%. And that takes a lot of balls, a lot of guts, a lot of courage, because, most women probably just sitting around to be a trophy wife or just to waiting for somebody else to do something for them. So having that get up and go. But my thing is, to anybody that's listening to this, the successful people always feel that something they always was a struggle and a pain, no matter what, and a not knowing, like I told you, the not knowing and knowing that what if, the why. And that's the thing that keeps us going. And I think you got to have that tenacity to just chase it and run. Don't look back. You can't change the past, you can change the future. We all one step away from creating something big. Or we could be one step away from being homeless. That's what an entrepreneur is. And like you said, I mean,
And you might be both.
Might
you
be
might
both.
go through
But you know what? And guess what? That might be your journey to get to your destination. It's like an athlete. If you don't get in that gym and work and push your body, you're not gonna get results. It's all about consistency. So anybody that really chasing their dreams and their goals and they love something and they passionate about it. And like you said, you went from one thing to probably finding your passion and your purpose. And not knowing, because that's like me playing basketball. I thought I was going to the pros. This is what I was going to do. I got into what was a minor setback for me. I got hurt. And I'm asking God, well, why, this? And I was right there. Next thing you know, my journey took me to something that I probably couldn't do as a professional athlete. And that's how life is. Life throw you those curveballs. You got to know what to do. You have to know how to go around it. You got to keep moving. You got to figure something out. You got to educate yourself to whatever you want to be in life. And I just think a lot of people just afraid to take a swing at the ball. And they keep telling themselves, I can't hit a home run, I'm not strong enough. But you never even swung at it.
Right.
So my thing is, get in the game, swing, bop. You might hit a home run.
Right, but you gotta be in the game.
You gotta be in the game.
Sideline.
You gotta be in the game, and you can't keep worrying about what might not happen. Like I said, you gotta stay focused. You gotta stay positive. You gotta do what a lot of other people won't do, and that's put the work in.
Yeah.
Be disciplined and be dedicated. You don't have to have money to do that.
No,
you
don't.
could always find an investor somewhere.
Somebody.
Even when somebody gonna see if you that passion and that outgoing and about what you believe in, somebody else is gonna say, I believe too.
Yeah.
I don't care what you do, you just gotta keep going. You gotta keep going until you find somebody. And I think that's what our problem is a lack of information, is a lack of education to where we quit. And my whole thing is never give up. I don't quit no matter what. Long as I could crawl to my destination, I'm gonna crawl to it.
Yeah. So you talked about something earlier, just like our
Yes.
community and our mindset and trying to like change what we don't know, right?
Yes.
So you're doing that by giving all this knowledge,
Yes.
continuously trying to educate and make people think about what life really is and what we don't see on the outside and how
Yes.
much money people are making and
Yes.
how they move and what we just generally aren't exposed to. And I think about this idea of like, do you really want it enough, right?
Yeah.
I think that a lot of people feel like, oh man, I can't do this, I can't do that. But it's like, if you really want it,
Yes.
you're going to go out there and get it,
Yeah,
right?
You're gonna go out there and make it happen. I think a lot of people sit around and they worry about the wrong thing. So, even here in New Orleans, I'm in the product business where I'm like, I want to see product on these shelves with people that look like us, African Americans. And I figured out when this whole Rosty's thing happened, I'm like, you know what? Let us get our product on these shelves. Mm-hmm. Let's build economic empowerment instead of sitting around angry and upset and protesting. What do that get out of? To us. How do we put money back into the community and the culture? And I watched it from George Floyd. I watched it for so many people that we lost. Breonna Taylor, we protested, we did all this stuff, and I'm saying, okay, what happened?
Yeah.
So what the problem is no economic empowerment.
Yep.
And so Martin Luther King, they paved the way for us. They did that part for us. With the power of technology, social media, all the injustice going on, the real injustice is economic empowerment. There's no diversity. When you look at these grocery store shelves, when you look at the judges, when you look at the people in Congress, when you look at the people that own the banks, you don't see us at the forefront. And that's the imbalance we have to change. We got to stop thinking with emotion, because I say nobody has a plan of action. Some people have plans, but I'm saying a plan of action. And my thing was, get with Rossi's and say, you know what? Not only put my product in these stores, but put a lot of other people that look like me.
Right.
So now, that's what we need.
Right, representation.
Representation. So now we can put money back into the community and our culture, but we have to support us. I mean, Wendell Pierce had created a grocery store out here, but nobody supported it.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, okay, how do we win like that? Because now if somebody jump out the box to do something that no other African American in this city own, we need to support it.
Yeah.
And then I did my own research and I started looking. I said, okay, when we protest Rosty's, where do we buy our groceries from?
That's what I said. I said they just go right over there to Winn-Dixie.
See that?
And the name Winn-Dixie tell you all you need to know.
See? Think about it.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to have to shop somewhere.
Yeah. You trading the same thing for the same thing.
Right? We don't own Winn-Dixie. We
Right.
don't own Walmart. We don't own Target. So my thing is now being able to go and sit down with some people saying, like a company like Rossi's, and say, look, help us in the community. Mm-hmm. Help us put product on these shelves. And that's what I was able to do. I'm like looking at, okay, this is I create a business with a problem. I find a problem. Like a kid washing cars. He figured out a problem. People need their car washed.
Yeah.
Going to get some soap and water. And this is how I'm going to eat. So, and that end, you know how hard it is to get distribution of African American products into these chain stores, these grocery stores. And I said, you know what? This is the way to get our product in. And if these people have integrity and they're going to work with us now,
Yeah.
because nobody's perfect. We all made mistakes. We all been through whatever. And that's how I live my life. I put my trust and faith in God. And if you're in business, you can't play off emotions.
Yeah.
And because these places are not going to close, these people are thinking. So I'm saying, okay, this is an opportunity to get our product into these stores. And that's what I want to teach the world. Like, stop our culture. I focus on the millennials because I'm saying if we prepare them, then we win.
Yeah.
They've been building generational wealth.
And we learned, like, I think back to the generation after the civil rights generation.
Yes.
And, no knock to the baby boomers, but I do feel like they got a little complacent.
Yes.
And we were like, okay, now here we come.
Yes.
We was like, now y'all, we ain't gonna have no Social Security.
Yes.
Y'all, we got to go fix this. I'm definitely in the community here in New Orleans, in
Yeah.
Treme, and they were like, well, y'all got to save it. I'm like, why you ain't save it?
Yes.
Why you let it close down?
What are you doing?
Right.
Think
Like,
about
why
it.
you let it your generation let it close down,
Right.
but now we got to reopen it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Now we got to raise the money
Well,
to get it going.
why we always say we have to do something? Why can't the person that's going on social media that's angry or upset, why are they not doing anything?
Yeah.
And that's what I tell people all the time. Imagine if I wasn't who I am. Like if I gave up. Like who's gonna feed the elderly? Who's gonna take care of the next generation? And I think that's the page we gotta be on. We got to hold everybody accountable. If I could change my life, a lot of others can too. God spared my life, gave me a second chance. I want to do better. They say if you know better, you do better.
Yeah.
But you don't sit around and then, angry, mad, or upset at other people because you're not where you want to be at. And a lot of those people, to be honest with you, I see a lot of the people that's angry and upset, they just not where they want to be at. And they never going to get there because they're not doing that. What I love what you said. You said, I went out and figured something out. I lost my mom, I lost my dad. So think about it. There are a lot of people that don't even have those problems. But they blaming the world. And I tell people all the time, that's why you have to learn how to cut people off. I don't care whether they family, friends, whatever, they holding you back, I realize in life is one thing that I can show you. I tell you, show me your friends and I can show you your future. Just right there by the people you're around.
Yeah.
Because most people playing checkers. I'm playing chess. I'm watching the moves I make. Everything that I do is a calculated move. And it's for to get better. You have to trust the process. No, I might not know everything, but I'm going to find somebody that know or understand what I'm doing and how to help me get there. And I'm going to pay them for their time and their commitment to what I'm doing. And I think that's what it's about for me. Haters motivate me.
Yes.
They motivate me. They make me just go hard. Like you say I can't do something? Okay, it's on now.
So what do you tell other people who feel like, all right, they're afraid, what are people going to say about them? And I see all the products that you come out with.
Yes.
And people have stuff to say, but they like, man, them rap snacks good though. I'm like, how you talking about this junk? Like, have you tried that flavor? I was like, yes.
Yeah,
It was
but you
rolling.
know what? That's what life is about. Like, so think about it. Social media has got us disbobulated because it could be one person. That might be somebody you went to high school with, just don't like you, don't have nothing else to do. They under like 10 different names just talking crazy about you. And it's like, you like, wow, 1 million and something people love me. But these 2-3 people, every time you put something up, they just got something to say. I'm like, they got a lot of time on their hands. My grandmother always told me, empty barrels make the most noise. And a lot of these people really don't have. So you got to keep going, stay focused. I told one of my friends the other day, I'm going to take your computer because you worried about what somebody say about you on the computer. Leave that alone.
Yeah.
Like, don't get caught up into that because everybody has an opinion now in this social media world that we live in, which is okay. But that don't mean their opinion is right.
Yeah.
So you have to put it in your mind, if you're doing stuff the godly way, blessings will come. And that's been my life. Like, God has always made my enemies my footstool. And I be stepping on them all the time, stepping on their head, stepping over them, just laughing at them. Because I say, you know what? If somebody telling me that I can't do something and they down there and I'm up here looking down on them saying, what you mean? I'm about to take this to a whole nother level now. And I think that's the way we got to look at life. The pigeons only want bird seeds.
Yeah.
And the pigeons can't fly with the eagles. I'm up there with the eagles.
Yeah. And how will you tell people to put other people around them who help elevate them? Because some people have haters in their circles, right? And they don't even see it.
But this how you get rid of that. I'm tired of running with people. I want people that's going to push me. You have to push me. I have to push you. Yeah. If you can't push me, I'm cool. I'm done. I'm done with people just going to run with me. You don't need to jog with me no more. I'm good.
And I always tell people you got to bring something to the table too, right?
To.
Because you want to elevate your circles,
yes,
and you want to come over here and you want to work with these people, and people are like,
you
well,
want
what
everybody.
you bringing to the table?
So think about this: a circle is like having a car. Everybody don't have to be the main piece of the car, but everybody is worth something to that car. Whether it's the battery, the starter, the engine, all these things go together, and that's how your circle should be. Everybody should have some type of expertise at something. And that's how I look at life. If you look at Bill Gates and the guys that created all these big companies, That's what they had. Bill Gates was just the face, but it was all these other people around his team that made this so strong and so massive.
Yeah.
And I think that's what life is about. I think a lot of people don't, and you can't be selfish. You know, when you the face and you the structure of it, or you the coach, you have to make sure everybody else is happy. And that's what life is. Even during the hard times, everybody got to find a balance.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to communicate with your team, because I think a lot of jealousy and envy start because of lack of communication.
Yeah.
Now, if somebody don't get it, because even when I'm going through something, I'm telling my team, look, I'm going through this now. If you go out there and fake, that's on you. But this is what it is. So if you riding with me, you ride with me. Because everybody say they a rider. I'm a ride or die.
Right.
I'm with you. Don't worry about it now. Is you really with me?
Yeah, until Mad Day.
See? Until Mad Day, until a rainy day,
There we go.
where you have the umbrella.
Yeah. Because
Think
it's
about
good
it.
when everybody's eating. And I'm a big believer of building Black wealth.
Yes.
And I feel even so strongly about ownership. Even for people that work in my company, they all have shares in the company.
Yes.
Because I want them to be so bought in to it that they feel like they're building for something that they too have
Yeah, but you
ownership
know what
in.
you just said? Everybody can't be the boss. And you do need workers. Let's be honest.
Yes. That's something our generation, I don't know. Everybody want to be the CEO.
Yeah, but guess what though? Are they willing to lose sleep? Are they willing to sacrifice? Lose money? All this stuff. Some people good at what they do. Nothing wrong with being a great worker. You good at what you do, but you have too much responsibility, you're gonna lose it.
Yeah.
I watch that all the time. And that's what a lot of people get around me. They look at what I do and think it's easy, and then they want to duplicate that, but they don't want to put the work in.
Yeah.
And then they want to outdo me. And I'm like, I don't even want to outdo nobody. I could play my role. That's what a boss is. A boss
Exactly.
could play his role. A boss could be the worker.
Right.
I could carry the bags, or I could carry the briefcase. It don't matter to me.
Yes.
Like, I have no ego. A boss has no ego, because I think you have to know from the smallest level of everything that you do in your company, you need to know that. What if everybody walk away? Then that's what a boss is. You left with doing the work. You left with taking this to another level, not giving up when everybody quit. You know, I had business that when I know this was gonna be a big business, everybody quit on me. I was still there. And then as I rebuild, people looking, wanting to come back. I'm like, nah, you can't come back because it's done now.
It's done.
You couldn't see the vision.
They want to reap the rewards.
You was out there getting the bird seeds with the pigeons.
Yeah,
We flying up with the eagles.
that's for sure. So I personally feel like I'm just getting started, and I feel
Yes.
like I'm gonna always kind of feel like that.
Yes.
But I would love to know for you what's next. Like, I know you have something coming out. I know you're continuously trying to help other entrepreneurs build their businesses.
Yes.
I'm definitely trying to get my book in your reviews, so
Yes.
I will be sending that to you.
All right,
but
do that.
what are you excited about? What are you looking forward to? What's coming?
I'm excited
next?
about everything. I'm just getting started.
Yeah.
I feel like a new entrepreneur now, because everything I done the first time, I feel like it was luck. This time, I have God in it. So everything that I'm doing now, I'll be able to feed more people. That's how I feel about it. I know that this is not about me. I get up every morning, I educate myself, I get better. I'm talking about it as a person. So that's why I feel like I'm just getting started. And I'm on a journey to where it's not about money. I tell people all the time, I don't pray for money. I pray for wisdom. And with that wisdom and knowledge, the money will come. Whatever you do, you love, and it's your passion, it's your purpose, and you're good at it, it's your talent, then those blessings will come back, and if you do the right thing. And so none of us perfect, and I think the most important thing that I want to show people, I don't want to create a black business. I want to create a black-owned business, a black-owned company, where we own 51% or more of that company. I've never been prejudiced. When I create product, I create it for everybody: white, black, Asian, Latino, Indians. Don't matter to me. Like I love people, good people. I don't want to be around bad people. And that's how I look at my life. I don't judge people. I let God do that. And I look at what Reginald Lewis did in the 1970s. He created a multi-billion-dollar business through the grocery store system. It's nobody in the grocery store with product that look like us. And I feel like I found something that I need to change. I need to spearhead. And that's what I'm on, to be able to put our product on these shelves. I'm talking about for everybody. And that's why I created MasterPreviews.com, to be able to support other brands. So it's not just about me. So I think that's what I have in store for me. I want to create more millionaires and billionaires. So it's thousands of us. Because people always say, well, Martin Luther King did this about economics and they got rid of him. And I'm saying it was only one of him.
Right.
So I'm talking about creating thousands of us. So that's how you got to look at it, economic empowerment. That's why I know that is so important. Because I don't want to just be me. You can't just put the spotlight on me. It's going to be thousands of us at the table. Look what you're doing now. You know, for African-American women, you finding a situation and a problem saying, look, it's not many of us look like us. So we're starting to think. The light bulbs are starting to go off in our heads and say, you know what? Let's go after some of this massive wealth. That we normally wouldn't think, because we normally be thinking about, let's get a good paycheck.
Right.
But a good paycheck, let's be honest. Somebody say, I want to make $800,000 a year. All right, $800,000 a year. What company is you going to run? Because you're going to have to run some company.
But if you look at somebody else's company, your company, but you running some company.
Yes, and let me tell you something. The thing that I look at, I said, what do you want to do with your talent? Do you want to use your talent to run somebody else's company, or you want to invest your talent into your own company and you be the boss? So it's a difference. And now you have the control. So if you look at it, I'm talking about African-American CEOs in Fortune 500 companies. We make up less than, not even 1%.
Every year we lose somebody, I feel like.
You see what I'm saying? So I think that's what we got to look at. Even with the education part of it. Like I look at HBCUs, I'm like, we have to make that better. I love HBCUs. HBCUs graduate more women than any college, which is amazing and incredible. And now we have to figure out how to make that better, the education part of this.
Someone asked me recently who was one of my favorite Black philanthropists, and I said Tom Joyner.
Yes.
Because he was the first memory I had of a Black man, of a Black person using his platform to give back. And he constantly talked about the HBCUs and what he was doing.
So how do we change the negativity when you look at us as a culture of not having wealth? Is fix the HBCUs, make sure they have the same education that other universities have. I remember going to Southern back in the days.
I got my Southern University.
See? So look,
right here.
This is the reason I didn't go to Southern. I used to go visit Avery Johnson in his room, and I'm like, it's hot. They don't put no air conditioners. I'm saying, I want to change. Know what I'm saying? Like now we got to focus on changing that, making sure that we have
true though.
The right professors.
Yes.
Like, because we have to prepare the next generation. And maybe we might not see it during our time, but if we put those light bulbs and have truthful conversations like we have it now, then it's going to happen. The next kid might be at home thinking, you know what, I'm going to change this. I remember when Master P said this, that I'm about to go out and now, we're going to have some of the best universities in the world.
Yes.
And it start just with a conversation. And I think education is the key to us building wealth. Because without education, a lot of us know how to make money, but do we know what to do with it? Do we know how to have it passed down from generation to generation? And make more money off your money.
Yeah.
And a lot of us don't understand the banking system. We don't understand how important credit is.
Until it's too late.
Till it's too late.
After the fact.
Till your credit is bad. Then you realize, wow, if I had great credit, then I might could
Yeah.
Open a business.
And it's funny because a friend of mine, we were having this conversation, and she owns a clothing boutique, and she's trying to get her boutique off the ground, and you have to buy inventory.
Yes.
So not like me consulting, I can do my work and just build it contract by contract. When you got to buy inventory, you got to have some money up front.
Yes.
And you got student loans, you got mortgage, etc. And so she's trying to keep her company afloat for the first couple of years, and the student loans might go in default. I'm like, girl, if your student loan, your credit gonna get messed up when you need to get that loan for the inventory, you're not gonna be able to get it.
Yes.
And that's kind of like this cycle sometimes that we get caught in, that we
Well, when we in college, think about it. First thing we want is a credit card.
And they used to have to stay outside waiting for it.
Waiting to give it to us, and we don't know.
Yes.
And so now later on in life, when you're trying to make moves, boss moves, you have bad credit.
Yeah.
I was speaking to my uncle about this the other day. Like, we're building a franchise, Big Papa's. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if you ate over there yet, so you got to go over there and eat at Big Papa's.
I'm there.
And I'm like, I told my uncle the other day, I say, if McDonald's, Five Guys, Wendy's, Chick-fil-A, if all those companies could be successful and build franchise, why can't we? Yeah. But it takes the education part to figure it out. And I realized one thing, what these people are selling, they're selling consistency. Mm-hmm. They're not selling big menus, they're selling consistency.
It's true.
And I think that's the page we got to get on, and that's what we got to educate the people around us to know, that consistency is the key to success. And when you know that you're doing something and you're constantly doing it and you're able to turn those numbers around, it's a game changer.
It's a game changer. My friends tell me, she's like, so you're kind of like a black capitalist. I'm like, see, it's how you defined it, right?
Yes.
And also, there's like, black billionaires, creating more black billionaires, that's not going to save us. I'm like, well, guess what? Let's try. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, you know what?
Let's create something and see what happens.
But they're afraid because they never seen it before.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, you got to lose thousands to get millions.
Yes.
You got to lose millions to get billions. Mm-hmm. And if you're not doing none of that, how you expect to have any wealth if you're doing nothing?
Yeah.
They got people that has nothing. They want to be rich. They want to be wealthy, but they're doing nothing. And I just said that all these other people done lost to get to where they at. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people don't want to sacrifice. They don't want to go through that.
Yeah, just talking.
That's it. They want to talk. They get out talk. They hang on a cone. Like I said, if you have 24 hours and you're doing nothing, you hanging out in the club, you partying, what do you think you're going to have? You can't create no business off of that because you have to do what everybody else is not doing. Mm-hmm. And that's hanging out and chilling.
Yes. So final words.
Yes.
What are we leaving people with today?
We leaving people with today, don't be afraid to chase your dreams and your goals. It might seem hard. You might lose a lot. People are going to doubt you. And I always say, when people doubt you, just keep going even harder. Run even faster till you can't hear them no more. You can't hear the doubters. You can't hear the haters. You can't hear the non-believers. And take that struggle and pain and go build something positive with it. Don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid to grow up. Don't be afraid to educate yourself and get better. Successful people don't worry about what people think. They have the vision to go out and chase their dreams and their goals, no matter how long it takes. It might take a lifetime, but you have to believe and keep going. Put your trust and faith in God, and anything is possible.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for this conversation.
Yes.